Dang, that's a nice one. Keep them coming, keep them coming. Oh, dude, it's a chunk. It's a chunk. Toad.
Probably a nicer upper mid-20s fish.
Okay. What is going on, guys? Today we are back with another video. It's actually tonight now. We just got done filming a great big walleye thing out on Green Bay. It's myself, we got Ryan behind the camera. We caught a whole bunch of big walleyes today out on Green Bay. We made an 11-mile run back to a different location, and now it is nighttime, and we kind of let most of the guys get out of here, and we're gonna go all into one of my absolute favorite big fish programs that pretty much works no matter where you fish in the spring, and that is trolling at night. We're gonna go all into the locations, lures, and a lot of the little tools that make this possible, because it's definitely a little bit different, obviously, than trolling during the day. So stay tuned. We're still flying solo. We're still flying under the radar in Ryan's boat, and we're gonna put a whole bunch of big walleyes in it tonight. So stay tuned. Let's get it going on. We're gonna get some baits in the water. All right, so trolling's obviously kind of a two-man gig. Ryan's gonna be the one driving his boat, and I'm gonna be the one kind of managing the lines, setting the lines, and doing all that kind of stuff. Unless we run into just straight pandemonium, which a lot of times will happen. We'll get in a pot of fish and we'll have like 3 on at the same time or something like that. So that's gonna kind of be the deal. We're gonna start out setting baits, and speed-wise, we're gonna probably be going about a mile an hour to like 0.8 miles per hour, super slow. And the reason we can get away with going that slow is because we're trolling straight into the current. And if you have a lot of natural current, like a huge wind in a shallow area, that can help. And we're actually trolling a river tonight, so we're trolling straight into the current. So even though we're going really slow, we're still gonna get more action out of that bait than we would now if we were going a little bit faster, and that helps a lot. Always troll into the current when it's an option. So like I said, we're gonna start setting baits up, catch some fish. Inside board, and we got him right there. All right, first fish of the night here on the inside board. Captain Ryan is operating the vessel, so I will probably be the guy reeling it in, unless it looks really big, and then Ryan might be like, I want that one. But we'll see how it goes. Definitely kind of a two-man deal here. Ryan clips the boards off. I keep the line tight. That's the deal. Super simple.
And normally that guy catches the fish, the guy that keeps the line tight.
And normally, yeah, exactly. Normally the guy who is not driving the boat catches most of the fish on this little deal. Tip with trolling, slow and steady. Oh, right. Oh my gosh.
Double.
Is he still on though? I don't know. Oh, he didn't hook up. He didn't hook up. Dang it. Oh, this one's getting close here. I can probably just land him myself. I don't think he's going to be a real big one here, but
I think I don't want to make the show.
We'll make the show. Unless we just end up doing so exceptionally well that this ends up being a small one, but not that small at all. This one's on a green husky jerk here. Give me a second. I'm going to land him for you guys. Oh, he's getting angry. He's getting angry. All right, there we go. Didn't even get my hands wet. That's the important part, so that you don't get your hands super wet when you're doing this. Number one of the night here. We'll take it. We're getting it going on. We're gonna let this guy go, get back after it. That glare's probably just horrendous. But hey, first walleye, number one. Let's let him go. All right, boys. Just let that first one go, and right on cue, doubled up. This is where it gets fun, because we only got 2 people. So Ryan's gonna reel fish, and I'm gonna reel fish, and then somebody is gonna have to drive the boat here.
I think I'm
gonna get my board. I don't think mine is super big. How's yours, Ryan? Is yours better?
feels like it is, but I think I'm fighting my board.
Whoa, my fish is way over by you too.
Do you think we have the same fish?
No, mine's up on top. He's getting all squirrely whirly here. I'm gonna kind of horse mine a little bit. I'm gonna try to maybe bring it in and around you. I don't know if this is a good idea. I can't tell which way I am around you. All right, there we go. I'm good to go. I'm good to go. I'm in the clear. I'll undo yours. Got one fish right at the boat here. Cameraman, where you at? Still got him?
Yeah.
Nice one. Another one on a husky jerk here. Actually, wait. This one's on my top secret favorite lure. This The hot steel scatter wrap right here. Deadly, deadly, deadly. If you guys are not trolling these balsa scatter wraps in the spring, you absolutely should be. This is the minnow. There we go. Another nice walleye right there. Got a hook in my glove. Got to help Ryan out. Oh yeah, I'll net that. I'll net that. Got a hook in my hand right now. No, it's just in my glove. We're good. We're good. Dang, that's a nice one. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Oh, dude, it's a chunk. It's a chunk.
Didn't even get out of my chair.
Didn't get out of his chair. All right, I got to fix this problem first. And now we're going to give you guys a look.
All right, multitasking here. Here's my fish of the double.
Toad.
Probably a nicer upper mid-20s fish.
Heck yeah.
It was a lot of fun. Let's get some more. Let's get her going back.
That's what night trolling's all about right there.
Got that one on that same green old husky jerk. Down she goes.
All right, so let's talk about baits real quick. You know, we've kind of shown you guys a little bit as we're just kind of naturally catching fish here. But basically we're running a lot of minnow style baits, and mostly suspending minnow style baits, like your husky jerks, your HJ 12s, and some 14s, kind of depending on the day. And a lot of those baits with a real tight wobble. Some of the Smithwicks are good as well, but the absolute destroyer, which we've just had so much luck on over the course of the last couple of seasons, and it's just such an underrated bait, as you've heard us talking about, are the Rapala scatter wraps. And here's one right here in hot steel. That's probably not showing up very well, is it, Ryan?
Oh, can't.
All right, so the scatter wrap right here is a bait we've just had so much luck on over the course of the past year or so. And this has a weird U-shaped bill, and what this bait basically does is basically as it hunts through the water column. It's one of the few walleye baits out there that actually hunts. So what this means is, as this thing's kind of going along, it's going to be tracking straight. It's going to kick out to the side and come back to the center. Tracking straight, kick out to the side, come back to the center. Which, especially in cold water, a lot of times when these fish need to be triggered a little bit, is just an absolutely killer way to fish. And these are the balsa ones, so they do float if you do run into trouble. But you know, trolling like this, and especially going into the current like we are, these baits are staying real tight to bottom. And you know, you can just imagine the fish pulls up behind one of these scatter wraps, that bait's just going real straight, and all of a sudden it kind of walks out to the side and comes back. Such a killer way to catch fish. And some of my favorite colors down here in the Green Bay area, solid green stuff. If you're talking about scatter wraps, a lot of times I'm talking about a color called hot steel, and then the orange back. And if I'm out in the bay trolling some clear water, purple descent, absolute killer. So that's kind of the starting lineup that pretty much gets us bit day in and day out. All right, we're back with another one.
Yep. Tom, we just we're resetting that one, and we got one that Tom had to clear and reeled in a little ways, ended up going back.
How's it feel?
It is on there. It's not as big. Kind of similar to that one that Tom just caught.
Little guy?
Unless it grows here real quick.
But hey, we're catching fish.
But yes.
Can't complain. Oh, he's not that bad on. You want me to grab him here? We'll keep him, there we go. Actually, that's on hot steel. Hot steel coming in clutch so far tonight.
Chubby little.
Yeah, and you know if they're eating baits and getting them inside their mouth like that, that they are all about it. These things are just such a unique bait. There's really no bait, crankbait that you troll with like these things out there. The way these things move, even at a slow speed, you know, they really move really well when you're trolling at like speeds of, you know, 2 miles an hour like you do a lot of times with these in the summer months. But when we're trolling into the current, you can almost mimic that same action you get out of that hunt by going a lot slower. It makes these baits really dart, and you can just imagine a lot of these fish sitting down there and just trailing that really slow moving bait. There he goes. And then the second it kind of darts and dips out to the side, they right on it. On here. All right, guys, we are hooked up. Another fish on. Actually, I had a little bit of a tangle there for a second, which is just naturally kind of going to happen. Ryan's got just a dinker there.
I'm sure how we caught.
But I got another fish on this board here, which feels slightly more substantial, I guess. A lot of times this is how it goes. You know, you'll hit these pods of fish where you might go for a little ways, there'll be nothing, then all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. You know, 3-4 fish just back to back to back. And this is not by any means like a night where they're just really cranked up and fired up. When it's like that, I mean, it's just absolutely unbelievable when you get in a pot of fish. But hey, we're working the kinks out of some of our first night trolling passes of the year and catching some fish doing it. This is gonna be a little bit more reasonable fish here. Ryan's
surgery.
Still doing some surgery on this little guy here.
Seems to have.
It is a solid green spray painted Husky jerk. HJ12 there.
Really sharp hooks.
Really sharp hooks. All right, mine's coming in. I'm gonna go for the handland here.
I can help you.
Oh no, no help needed. No help needed. I'm just skating them, skating them, skating them, skating them. That hot dude. That no, is that finally on an orange?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, old orange scatter wrap. Old Faithful right here. Look at that guy. I don't know how you guys can see him here, but in a second you'll see him good. Oh yeah, got him. There we go. Look at that guy. Just a super chunky one. Hooks super good on that scatter wrap too. So much fun. It's obviously a blast catching fish, but there's nothing better than watching board lights go back all night long. There we go. It's a beautiful nighttime walleye. Let's let him go. All right, so one of the big things obviously is we're trolling with planer boards, and you need obviously lights. Glow sticks were kind of like the old school way to do this. A lot of guys would drill a hole in the top of the planer board, insert a glow stick right here, and watch that. And a lot of planer boards still have holes for glow sticks, but one solution that I found which works incredibly well is number one, we put reflective tape on the board so you can see the tattletales as they work. And the other thing we're doing, and I'll link these down below, and I've said this in previous videos, but these are like red and green tea lights. Now obviously you have a right side and a left side, and your right side's green on your boat, and you want people to know that when you're pulling boards which way you're pulling, and your left side is going to be the red side. So these are basically, they just take these little 2032 I think watch batteries in them, and red and green. Like I said, I'll link the ones I bet down below. They're super cheap, but I don't even know if you're gonna be able to see that light. Can you, Ryan? Probably not, huh?
Really.
Here, we'll turn this off real quick here. But you can see this light right here. There we go. And it might not look super bright right now, but you put that on top of the board right here, and you're good to go. The green ones are always a little bit brighter than the red ones. Here's the green one right here. You can see the flags glowing nice and everything like that. But and then basically all we're doing is whoa, we got flashy mode here. We're taking and we're putting on just these little 1 inch by 1 inch little Velcro tabs on the board. So let's say we're pulling during the day and we don't need the lights, take them off, good to go, right? Super simple, super easy to use. And we're spreading baits, you know, 3 lines a guy here in Wisconsin, so we're running 3 lines per side of the boat, putting these lights on so we're not missing any bites. We can see where our boards are. You absolutely have to have lights or some kind of mechanism where you can actually see what you're doing, see when the bait's hitting bottom, see when that tattletale's dropping, and stuff like that. All right, guys, just got absolutely pounded on the middle board over here.
Another one.
Wow, this feels like it's probably a better fish. The scatter wraps are just straight torching them tonight. No surprise there. It's kind of a lot of times how it is. Especially early in the season when you get kind of a lot lower flow and clear water, and without a lot of big wind to kind of make these shallow water fish really pop. The scatter wrap is just absolutely deadly. I literally cannot say enough good things about this bait. Trolled at night. I think it's a bait that when it came out, a lot of people kind of wrote it off or didn't really use them a lot. It's gonna keep him coming. He might just be hooked like really goofy somehow too. Or is it a decent one? Is he a netter or no? All right, not a netter. Decent fish though. Definitely a decent one. We'll take him like that. Yeah, he's got a line on him. That's why it felt kind of goofy.
I'm trying to lose your fish here.
There we go. We got him. Here, I got the fish. You drive the boat. Got him with the tail grab. Look at that chunky guy right there. There we go. Look at that gorgeous nighttime walleye right there. Trolling Green Bay. Absolutely beautiful night out. Catching fish one after another right now. We'll take it. Let's let that guy go. Too awesome.
Your headlamp was on.
All right, locations real quick. Basically what we're looking at is generally anytime we're trolling at night this time of year, early spring, we're trolling big shallow flats. And whether you're in a river, where you're out in a main lake, a lot of times these fish, especially before they spawn, will stage up next to a lot of these large spawning flats, and at night they'll move up on them. They might not be spawning for a while, but they'll move up a lot shallower. And one thing you'll see a lot, you might be fishing for shallow fish all day long, and it might be very, very hit or miss, and then late in the day they start biting. Well, this is a great way to target them really all night long, and especially these big expansive flats where you might have very loose pods of fish throughout, where it'd be very difficult to cast these spots, where we can run 6 crankbaits, all very close to the bottom, all very slow moving, and just cover so much more water and be so much more effective. And most of the time whenever I'm doing this in the spring, I'm talking about a lot of depths that are like 10 feet to 3 feet deep, so very shallow a lot of times. And you know, most of the time you're either trying to just barely tick bottom or stay, you know, a foot or two off of bottom. So that's kind of the program. Those are the spots we're fishing where we're catching fish this time of year. Fish on right there. Another one hooked up. Feels pretty solid overall. This one was on another husky jerk here. And it's a lot of at nighttime, it's definitely a lot of these suspending minnow baits that have generally a little tighter action. Nothing real big and clunky with like a super wide deal. Most of the time it's a lot of these, especially when the water's this cold, a lot of your tighter running stuff. Real subtle. There we go. We're on. Doesn't feel like it's probably gonna be super big, but a lot of times you're just going so slow. Man, it's just so awesome. I wish we could somehow capture the boards going back on camera, but there's just absolutely zero shot with our capabilities that might become a reality. This one's coming in playing real nice. We already cleared the inside here. Hopefully we don't need the net on this one. I feel like the net's like buried. I don't think we will. It's a nice fish though. Just choked that thing though. I'm gonna go ahead and grab him here quick.
Chubby.
Oh yeah, super fat one. Look at that guy. There we go. He's off. And look at that guy. It's as good as it gets right there.